Welcome to this edition of ABI's Quick Bit video series. I'm Lisa Fox with ABI, here with Karen Miller, Executive Vice President for Manpower. And we have such a gift in the data that comes from Manpower. As a global company, it's almost like having our own crystal ball on what's happening in all things employment. We talked in our last Quick Bit about manufacturing jobs and the challenges facing manufacturers in the employment world. And we mentioned and touched on, but I'd like to dig in a little bit deeper on this third category of worker. So you've got the manufacturing worker, you've got the knowledge worker, treated very differently. You talked about this third category. Could you expound on what it is and
Sure.
what the demands are?
You know, it's the third category is actually the technology worker, and it's a hybrid of the what used to be referred to as the blue collar worker and the white collar worker. Because we've seen such a transformation in the manufacturing environment, individuals who just were solely working with their hands before now are required to be
Troubleshooters and problem solvers.
Absolutely, have some technical skills in order to operate the machinery in the new manufacturing environment.
That's really interesting, and I hadn't heard that term before, so I'm glad to have it. And again, all of the data that I'm talking about today came from a survey that Manpower conducted to 353 manufacturing firms across the United States. And one of the categories, or the statistics here, is 73% of manufacturing managers agreed that the manufacturing process technologies we use in our operations have become much more sophisticated and complex. And I would only imagine that's going to ramp up even faster in the future.
Absolutely. Well, think about your cell phones and how often your cell phones and your laptops are updated. That same technology is being applied to the manufacturing environment. So manufacturing trends and practices and automation are changing as rapidly as any other sector are at this point.
And I think that would be very difficult. It is apparent from most of their interviews, they say, that workers in manufacturing need to have skills involving programming, operation, troubleshooting, electronic manufacturing devices, CNC machines. These are really specialized skills. How do you find these individuals?
You know what, fortunately we're starting to see some momentum around creating awareness of opportunities within advanced manufacturing, but it's a slow process to train enough people to fill the opportunities that we have. So it's really shouting from the rooftops that there's great opportunities in advanced manufacturing and trying to get students or displaced job workers or veterans to consider learning additional skills in order to be ready for this new workforce.
So when is it too soon to start talking to our kids about careers in manufacturing? Is high school too soon? Or?
No, starting at the grade school level and making them aware that, you know what, there are real viable, good paying jobs within the manufacturing environment. And I think for such a long time, there's been a push for our kids to pursue four-year college degrees, in which we know the cost of pursuing those degrees is pretty expensive nowadays.
And your return on that investment isn't there anymore.
No, and not when you can think about, you know, some welders making six-figure jobs. So
Crazy.
You know, it's
after a year and a half of training. Right?
After a year and a half of training.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you so much. So much great information. These white papers will be accompanying these quick bit videos. So please take a moment after the video to really analyze the information that you've got here, because it's a gift and it's a really good opportunity for us to take a long-term view on careers in manufacturing. Karen, thank you so much for being here. Another thing that I would advise is take a look at elevateiowa.com. This is a website developed by ABI members, by the community colleges and our employers and ABI that really does elevate the brand of manufacturing to displaced workers, veterans, and young people all over the state. So thank you again for being here. We appreciate it.
All right, thanks.